Welcome to the Roulette Master TV, where we go back in time to revisit unbelievable roulette systems of the past, and today is one that's going to be amazing. This has 111,000 views. It's currently trending on YouTube, and it's Kicked Out of the Casino versus a system that's Play for Hours by Edwin, Play All Night Long. I think you're going to absolutely love this one. Let's jump right in and get started. Here we go. This is the Roulette Master, and one of my subscribers, Edwin, says he has a roulette system that has never lost. This is called Play for Hours Roulette System, and he said it is absolutely incredible. And again, he says it's never lost, which is amazing. We're going to find out if that's true today, and we're going to put his system today up against a system that was the #1 most viewed system for a long time. It's called Kicked Out of the Casino. We're going to start with that first, and here we go. We're going to start with some dollar bets on the corners across the bottom here, just like this. And then we're going to, actually those are going to be $2, not $1. So let's go ahead and do that. So you can see if there's 6 of them, that's $12 across there in total. And then we're going to put $5 bets on the third column. And then we're also going to put $5 bets on all the splits except for, we're not going to cover the 3 and the 36. So let's go ahead and do that. All right. Okay, and then we're also going to have $2 on the 0. Don't want to forget that. Okay, so this is a $44 total bet. This is Kicked Out of the Casino. I can't wait to share this with you. And then we'll get to the new one by Edwin that he said has never lost. This is going to be awesome. Here we go.
No more bets.
Each one of these is going to get 15 minutes of playtime and see which one makes the most money in that 15 minutes. And that's a $26 loss, but we do not increase the bet. You can see we're minus 26. We're just going to rebet and spin. Once we get down a certain amount, it's going to trigger us to do something with the bets. But for right now, we're going to leave it where it is. That's a nice $61 win there. So we're up $35. We're just going to rebet and spin. And then I'll share with you here real soon, what the triggers are and how this system works and the bankroll and everything else you need to know. That's a nice $61 win again. Now we're up $96. Let's rebet and spin. And the reason this was called Kicked Out of the Casino, 2 of my subscribers, Grant and Linda, said they saw a lady that got kicked out of the casino for playing this system because she won too much money. If you want to see the original, I'm going to put the link later in this video. And we're up $157 already. And the original version had $25 bets where the 5s are. And it had where the $2 bets are, it was $5 bets. So this is a little bit lower amounts, but that's because I want you guys to have a bankroll that you can work with. We'll go over all those different options as we go through here, and that's a 29 black. Okay, that's a $26 loss, but we don't increase the bet because we're up $131. With this system, as long as you're up, you do not increase the bet. Once we, if we get down, I'm going to show you what to do, and even if we don't, I'm going to show you what the triggers are to do that. That's another $26 loss. We're up $105. We're just going to rebet and spin. All right, here we go. This is Kicked Out of the Casino, and that's a 31 black. It's another $26 loss, so we're up $79 now. We're going to leave the bet right where it is and spin, and then I'll share with you those triggers as we reach them. That's a 16 red. It's another $26 loss. We're up $53. Okay, let's go ahead and spin again here. That's an 11 black. Another $26 loss, so now we're only up 27. Let's spin again here. Okay, that's a 30 red. All right, that's a nice $61 win. So we're back up 88 now. Let's rebet and spin. And until we hit these certain points that trigger a change in bets, we're going to leave the bets right where they're at, and that's at 20 black. It's another $26 loss. We're up 62. Let's spin again, and you really need to know everything about this one, so make sure you watch the whole thing, and it's very different, unique roulette system. And right now we're having a bunch of $26 losses, though. We're only up 36. Let's rebet and spin again. Here we go. That's a 1 red. Another $26 loss. We're only up 10. And hopefully we'll get some wins here, but if not, I'll show you where this increasing the bet trigger is and the bankroll needed to do that. Okay, that's a nice $61 win, so we're back up again. We're up $71. So basically this system, until you hit these triggers, is flat betting. But that's okay. That's what is really great about it, actually. And we're at minus 26 now. Basically, we're not going to take the extra risks unless it's necessary. But once it's necessary, it'll get us back up again. That's a $61 win, so we're up $106 again. Let's just rebet and spin. And again, 2 of my subscribers, Grant and Linda, they saw a lady playing this, and they said she got kicked out of the casino for using this system. We'll see how it does for the whole 15 minutes today. We're up $167. Let's go ahead and spin again. And again, this was the most viewed system on the channel for a long time until recent, and still has lots of views. So thank you guys for watching it. And if you haven't seen it yet, you can go watch the original. I'm going to put the link here later in the video. We're up $141 now. And if we don't reach those losses that trigger an increase in the bets, I'll share with you what to do. And that's a $26 loss there. We're up $115.
No more bets.
All right, here we go. Okay, that's a 14 red. Another $26 loss, so we're only up 89 now. And if you get a bunch of losses in a row, it will trigger an increase in the bet, which we'll see if that happens here soon. That's a 21 red. But that's a nice $61 win there. We're up $150. We'll just rebet and spin again here. We're 5.5 minutes in out of 15. And the whole 15 minutes, I think you'll probably get to see that trigger. But if not, again, I'll cover everything. And that's a $26 loss. We're up $124.
No more bets.
Still at 44. So there's a lot of $44 bets. And that's because you do not want to increase unless you have to with this system. And there's another $61 win. Fantastic. So anytime you hit in the third column and it hits one of those splits, it's a nice win. We're up $185 now. And still at that base $44 bet. Okay, that's a 5 red. That's a $26 loss. We're up $159.
No more
Let's
bets.
spin again here. And that's an 8 black. Another $26 loss. We'll see if we get some wins here, if we have a bunch of losses in a row, and then how to deal with that. That's a 25 red. Another $26 loss. We're up 107. But I'm telling you, it's very smart that we're not increasing after every loss or after a couple losses with this one. You don't want to increase unless you have to. There's another $26 loss, but it does cycle some, and we're up $81.
No more bets.
But when it does get in trouble, that's when we're going to increase the bet, and I'll share with you here soon how to do that. And that's a $29 loss there. That's the first time we've hit in the third column, but missed the 2 numbers that aren't covered, the 3 and the 36. They're slightly covered, I guess, with the third column. But there's another $26 loss. We're up 26.
No more bets.
All right, we're going to rebet and spin. And a lot of times you can play this and get up and cash out before you have any losses. But I want to show you today how to deal what to do when you get down. And we're back to where we started after all those losses. Let's see if we have some more, and then I'll share with you these triggers that you need to know. That's a 7 red. Okay, that's another loss, and you can see now we're down. We're down $26.
No more bets.
Let's go ahead and spin again here. All right, that is a 35 black there. Another $26 loss, and we're at minus 52. So
No
here
more
shortly, if we don't get a win, you're going to see the first increase in bets. And that's a 14 red. Another $26 loss. We're minus 78.
No more bets.
Here we go. That's a 13 black. Another $26 loss, and we just hit our first change in bet. So once you get down $100 with this system, if you stay up, you keep betting the same. But once you're down $100, you double the bet. And this is a $2,000 bankroll system. And we have plenty of bankroll now to make this adjustment. That's a 19 red. And that's a $52 loss. We're at minus 156. And again, that's why we have the $2,000 bankroll. We're going to be patient now until we get some third column hits here. And that's a 26 black. That's another $52 loss. So we're minus 208.
No more
Again, oh, actually, we just hit our second. We need to double again. We just went up another 100. I need to do that on this next one. Okay, either way, we just went over 200. So we double again. Okay, so we're at 176 now. So every time you go another $100 down, you double the bet. That's a 27 red. That's a $244 win, but you can see we are not up. So we're going to leave the bet the same and spin at this 176 level until we're back in profit again. That's a 30 red. And there it is, $244 win. Now we're up $228. Now we're going to go back to the base level where we started, back to 44. And let's see here. There we go. And let's spin. So let's go over this again before we restart. There's $5 on the third column, $5 on all those splits in the third columm, $2 on the zero, $2 on all the corner bets for a $44 total bet. And we're 10 minutes in out of 15 with kicked out of the casino. And now we're going to get back to flat betting until we're down again, and that's a $29 loss. Okay, we're up 199. Let's rebet and spin again here. And that's a 6 black. All right, that's a $61 win. Fantastic. So we're up $260 now, and we're going to stay at this base level until we get down $100 again. Now, obviously, when you get up a good amount, you want to cash out, but we're going to play for the full 15 minutes today, so you can see a lot of positives and negatives, and decide if this system is right for you. So let's go ahead and we're going to leave. We're up $234, so we're going to leave it at this $44 base level bet, and hope we get some third column hits. That's a 13 black. It's a $26 loss. We're up 208. Let's go ahead and spin. All right, here we go. That's a 29 black. That's another $26 loss. So obviously, we're up 182 now. Obviously, when you're playing, you don't have to play for 15 minutes. Once you get up a good amount you're happy with, you cash out. You don't wait for it to go back down again. But that's a $26 loss again. We're currently up $156. So we're going to stay at this $44 base level. And here we go. That's a 22 black. That's another $26 loss. We're at 130. So let's see if we get a win or if we continue to go back downwards. And that's a 25 red. Another $26 loss. We're up 104. And let's spin again. We have about 3 minutes left with this one. Let's see what it does in this last 3 minutes. That's a 33 black. There we go. There's a nice $61 win. Now we're back up 165. Let's go ahead and spin again here. And that's a 6 black. There's another $61 win. So now we're up 226. And obviously you would want to cash out if you had a string of third column hits here. And that's a 6 black. Wow, back-to-back sixes. That's awesome. So now we're up 287. All right, let's rebet and spin. Here we go. That's a 19 red. And that's a $26 loss, so we're up 261.
No more
Again,
bets.
this is Kicked Out of the Casino by Grant and Linda. And let's see what we get here. I think this has right up just under 300,000 views on the channel. So I'm going to be putting something up so you can watch the original if you would like. The original is a little bit higher bet than this. I reduced it because it's probably higher than most people would play. They originally are $25 and $5 bets instead of 5 and 2. And I think a $44 bet is plenty. So that's a $26 loss. We're up 209.
No
All
more
right, let's
bets.
spin again. We have a minute and a half left with Kicked Out of the Casino. And that's a 27 red. There we go. There's a nice $61 win. We're back up 270. Let's see if we can finish with the flurry. But remember, every time you go up another 100, you double the bet. In losses, that is. And there's a nice $28 win on the 0. And that's awesome. So we're up 298. Let's go ahead and rebet and spin. And the reason that that one wins is because that's just a single number. The rest of the $2 bets are on a split. And that's a $26 loss. We're up 272.
No more
And
bets.
if you play this American style, you can just put it on the 0 double 0, and it won't be as good of a win. But it's, you know, everybody has to play what they're able to play, and that's okay. So we're up 246. That's another loss. And we have about 30 seconds left with Kicked Out of the Casino. And then we have our new roulette system of the day from Edwin coming up. And there's another $26 loss. So we're up 220. Let's see if we can get another win here in the last 15 seconds. Tried to hit the 6 again. That would have been nice. But actually, that's a win with the 27 also. So that's a $61 win. And time just expired. And we made $281. With Kicked Out of the Casino by Grant and Linda, and that was a lot of fun. Let me know in the comments what you guys think about this system, and again, I'll be putting something up that you can click on to watch the original here pretty soon at the end of the next system here. And now it is time for the new roulette system from Edwin. He said this is never lost, which we're going to see how it does in the next 15 minutes, and that's a pretty bold statement. And let's see if it's as awesome as he says it is. And here we go. All right, the time is finally here for Edwin's new roulette system. He says this has never lost, and he says you can play this for hours, and that's the name of the system. Let's go ahead and get started and place the bets. We're going to be using $5 units today, but you can also use dollar units. And so if you use dollar units, this would be a $4 total bet. But instead, it's going to be a $20 total bet today. I'll go over the bankrolls for both. Let's go ahead and get started.
No more bets.
All right, here we go. This is the Play for Hours Roulette System by Edwin from the Netherlands. And that's a $5 win to start there. You can see we're up 5. Let's just rebet and spin.
No more bets.
All right, there's going to be different rules for wins and losses here, which I'll go over everything. That is a 2 black, and that's a total loss. Let's go ahead and we're going to increase all of those by 1 unit. So all the 5s are going to go to 10 now. Let's go ahead and spin. So that was a total loss. That's a 20 black, and that's a $20 loss there. And we're going to go up by another unit. So now we're going to go from 10 to 15. We're currently at minus $35. This is a $60 total bet. And here we go. That's a 13 black. That's a $30 loss, so we're going to increase. Anything that's a loss, we're going to go up a unit. So we're going to 20 each now, $80 total, then we'll check our balance after this one. That is a 1 red. That's a break even. So if you get a break even, Edwin says just rebet and spin. We're currently minus $65. And that's a 33 black. That's a $60 win there. And we're going to go ahead. We're not in session profit, so we're just going to rebet and spin at 80. That's a 6 black. And that's a total loss. So we're going to increase all these by a unit again. They're at 25 each. And we're at minus 85. Edwin says you can also play this where you, if you have a total loss, you double, but he says it's much more risky and you have a much greater chance of losing your bankroll. So that's a $25 win there. We're minus 60. We're just going to stay at this $100 bet. Obviously, the 25 and the 27 are the numbers that would be unbelievable. And let's see if we can hit one of those before we finish today. That would be pretty cool. And that's a 1 red. That's another break even. So we're at minus 60. And we're going to stay right here at this $100 total bet. A $2,000 bankroll this system is. And again, I'll be going over the bankroll for using dollar bets as well. He says this is also a wonderful low roller system if you place a $4 bet. Again, I'll share that with you coming up. We're up $15. So we're actually in session profit now since we started out so poorly. So we're going to go back to 20 and spend. Let's see if things can go a little better for us this time around. That's a 3 red. Okay, that's a break even. So if you hit red and odd, but you miss everything else, it breaks even, and you can see we're up $15. Let's go ahead and spin it base level at 20 here. Okay, that's a 6 black, and that's a total loss. So we increase by a unit. And again, Edwin says you can double when you do this, but it's not going to be as safe. And you know, he might have lost at this point if he did it that way. So there we go. There's a 27 red, and that's a $50 win. Now we're in new session profit at $45, and we go back to the original $20 bet. That's awesome. All right, here we go. That's a 6 black, so that's another total loss. So we'll increase by a unit. Okay, this is a $40 total bet. But he says that by only increasing a unit on total losses, sure, it takes a few more wins, but it really protects your bankroll. And that's a nice $30 win there on 33 black. So we're at $55 now, and we can go back to base level. All right, here we go. That's $5 on each where we started. That's a 26 black. All right, that's a $5 win. We'll take it. We're up 60. And even though it's only $5, that's new profit. And here we go. That's a 13 black there. That's a $10 loss. It won't hurt us too badly there. We're up 50. So we're going to go up a unit. So all losses go up a unit, and these are $5 units. That's a 25 red. That's awesome. That's a $50 win. So now we're up $100, and that is incredible. So obviously we want to hit the 25 and the 27 the most because they're red, they're odd, they're high. They got everything that you want there, and that's a 9 red. Okay, that's a break even. Again, if it hits red and odd and is a low number, it's going to break even. So let's go ahead and spin and see what we get here. And that's a 5 red, same thing, break even. So we're up 100 still. And this is Play for Hours by Edwin from the Netherlands. And here we go. That's a 19 red, that should be good. That's a $10 win. And we're up 110. We're still at base level, so here we go. If we get any loss at all, whether it's full or partial, we go up a unit. And that's a 0. That's a full loss. So either way, we're going up just 1 unit. And we're at 40 now. And he says the reason that that's so important is because if you do get a lot of losses in a row, even though it probably won't happen if it does, you don't want the bets to escalate too high. That's a nice $30 win there. We're up $120. So let's go back to 20 where we started and spin again. This is Play for Hours by Edwin from the Netherlands. He says this hasn't lost yet, and we'll see how this does for the rest of the 15 minutes today. That's a full loss, and so we're going to go up a unit. But really, any loss goes up a unit. These are $5 units. And again, you can also play this with dollar units, a $4 starting bet. And that's a $20 win right there. So we're up 120. Let's just rebet and spin and see if we get a win or a loss here. Okay, that's a 33 black. That's good. That's a nice $30 win. That's we're up 150. Let's go back to where we started at 20. $5 on each again and see if we can build it back up. Here we go. That's a break even with a 1 red. Okay, that won't hurt us any. We're up $150.
No more
All right,
bet.
let's rebet and spin again here. That's a 30 red. We'll take that. That's a $15 win. We're up 165. And again, Edwin says he hasn't lost his bankroll, mainly because he doesn't double the bets. He just increases by a unit. And with any loss, whether it's big or small, we go up a unit. And those two, the big ones and the small ones kind of even themselves out. And that's an 11 black. Okay, that's a $20 loss, so we're up 135. We increased all these by a $5 unit, so that puts us at $60 total now. We're 8 minutes in out of 15, so about 7 minutes left. That's a 27 red. That's a really good one. That's a $75 win. We're up $210 now. That is awesome. So now I'm going to show you how to play on the other side. So he says if you have a bunch of wins there, you can switch it to black, 1 to 18, even in first 12. But now all of a sudden you're going to want to the 8 and the 10. So let's go ahead and spin. Let's see if we can hit one of those. Here we go. And that's a 7 red. We'll take a $5 win, so we're up $215.
No more bet.
Let's go ahead and spin again here. That's a 19 red. That would have been good on the other side, but that's okay. We're going to go ahead and increase all these by 1 unit from 5 to 10.
No more bet.
And spin. Here we go. We're 9 minutes in now out of 15 with Play for Hours by Edwin, and that's a 7 red. That's a win. $10 win. We're up 205, not in session profit, so we'll stay at 40. And here we go. That's a 3 red. That's a $10 win, so we're up 215.
No more bet.
And if we get another partial win like that, we will go back to base level. That's a 29 black. That's a $20 loss, so those will all increase. We're up 195. So we're going to 15. Each time we lose, whether it's big or small, we go up a $5 unit. We would hit the 0 there. That's a total loss. So we're going to go up 1 on each one of those. Now we're at $80 total. 20, 40, 60, 80. And again, when you have total losses like that, it takes a little longer to get back, but much safer. And that's a $20 win. We're up 155. So we stay at 80 and spin again here. And let's see if we can hit something good. Came close to some really good ones there, but that's a total loss. So let's go ahead and increase again. Whoops. There we go. We're at 25 each, 100 total now. Let's see what we get here. And that's a 1 red. Okay, that's a $25 win. We'll take it. We're still up 100. And this is a $100 total bet. Let's see if we can get some good hits here. And there's another 1 red. Fantastic. Okay, another $25 win. We're up 125.
No more bet.
All right. Let's see if we can get a black even low number. Came close to that 2 black there. That would have been nice. But that is a $100 loss there. So we're going to increase all these by a unit again. Now they're at 30 each, 120 total. And here we go. That's a 6 black. That's a $150 win. So that is awesome. So we're back up 175. We're not in session profit. But you can see we hit for, 1 through 12, 1 to 18, even, and black. So that's pretty cool because you got the 2, the 4, the 6, the 8, and the 10 in there. So let's go ahead and spin.
No more bet.
All right, here we go. That's a 27 red. And that's a total loss. So let's increase all those by a unit. Okay, we're up 55 after that loss, so we need to get a couple more wins here. And that's an 18 red. That's a break even. Won't hurt us any, so we're up 55. We'll just rebet and spin again here. It's a $2,000 bankroll. And since we're increasing just a little bit at a time, and there we go, there's an 8 black. That's a $175 win. We're up 230. That's new session profit, and that is awesome. So let's go ahead and put the bets back out again, and we can either stay over here or we can go back to red, third 12 odd, or 19 to 36. Now, in my personal opinion, after playing this, if you to win big in third 12, you know, the only odd numbers are 25 and 27. So I actually prefer playing the black, because when you're on black, you can hit the 2, 4, the 6, 8, or the 10 and get a nice win. So let's go ahead and spin. And we have 2 minutes left. We're up $230 with Play for Hours by Edwin. And that's a 33 black. But we lost that one after I said that, so that's okay. Again, these are going to go up a unit. Doesn't matter how much you lose. The big losses and the little losses even themselves out if you increase after both. That's a 28 black. That's a break even. Won't hurt us any. We're up 220.
No more
All right, let's spin again at 40 here. All right, that's a 2 black, and that's what I was talking about. That's a nice $50 win, and whether you hit the 2, 4, 6, 8, or 10, they're all even. So I like that. We're up 270, and we're going to go back to 20.
No more bets.
All right, here we go. That's a 31 black. $10 loss, so we'll go up a unit. We're up 260. So let's go from 5 to 10.
No more bets.
And let's see if we can hit another one of those even black low numbers. And that's a 5 red. That's a $10 win. We'll take it. We're up 270.
No more
All right, let's go ahead and spin again here. This is Play for Hours by Edwin from the Netherlands. And that's a 25 red. That would have been really good on the other side, but that's okay. That's a total loss. We're going to increase all these by a unit.
No more
They're all
bets.
going to be at 15 now. It goes up $5 each time, whether it's big or small. And that's a 15 black. That's a break even. Okay, we'll stay right where we're at. We're up 230.
No more
All right,
bets.
let's go ahead and spin again here. That's a 26 black. It's another break even, and time just expired. So we ended up making $230 in 15 minutes with Edwin's system that he says has never lost or hasn't lost yet. And that was a really good session with 230 profit. Again, he says you can play this with dollar units, a $4 bet for low rollers, and instead of a $2,000 bankroll. The 2,000 goes with the $5 unit. So all you have to do is just divide that by 5, and there's your bankroll for. And that's the way I want you to do it with all roulette systems. If you're playing a system that's $2,000 for $5 units, and you divide the 5 to 1, you have to divide also the bankroll by 5. So if you take 5 into 2,000, there you go. There's your $400 bankroll, and that's the way to do it. Keep it proportionate. And hope you really enjoyed this one, and hope you enjoyed Kicked Out of the Casino. Let me know down in the comments what you think. Really love what I'm seeing from you guys, and keep sharing these systems each and every day in the search for the best roulette system possible. I sure love that search, and remember to send your systems into roulettemaster.c at gmail.com. That's roulettemaster.c at gmail.com, just like Edwin did today. Edwin sent a bunch of different ones in that are really good, and I just want to thank everyone that's sending them in. But even if you're not sending them in, if you're enjoying the channel, that is awesome. And if you do enjoy the videos, please like, share, and subscribe. Let's keep growing this great community, and see if we can find the absolute best roulette system possible each and every day. And I have a lot of fun doing it. I hope you guys are enjoying it as well. This is the Roulette Master, and have a great day, everybody.
Grant and Linda down on their luck in a smoky back room, felt like they were stuck. They heard about a man with a gambling plan, the Roulette Master who'd lend a steady hand. He said, spin the wheel and watch where it lands. There's a